Hi everyone, I am here with a true story. I got a new book. I'm telling the story a lot about this book. I was going to buy this book for myself, and we took the book back up that I read with you guys that we got finished the other day, and then my friend gave me this one to read for us, and it's the same one that I was going to buy, so now I don't have to buy it. I can read it with you guys and then give it back to her. Jesus talked to me today. True stories of childhood encounters with angels, miracles, and God. I've already read one of these stories. It's really good. So I've been really wanting to get this book and read it. So let's go ahead and read one together, shall we? This tripod, I don't know. All right. This one is by Wanda J. Burnside, and it is called Giants in the Land. These stories in this book, with the first one and it looks like this one, are a little bit longer, so just letting you know. I loved going to school. While Daddy worked at Cadillac Motors in Detroit, Michigan, Mama stayed home taking care of the 3 children, Roger, my brother, Regina, our baby sister, and me. At 10, I was the oldest. Roger was 9 and Regina was 7. We went to the same elementary school in our neighborhood. The families who lived around us cared about one another. One day, that assumption changed. As Roger, Regina, and I walked home from school together, 3 big boys started to pick on us. "Hey," yelled a tall boy, "do you have some candy, gum, or money?" "You better give me some too," said another boy, shaking his fist. "You ain't gonna make it past us," shouted a really big boy, with one of his front teeth missing. He giggled and his tummy shook. I grabbed Roger and Regina's hands and we ran home. The next day after school, the same boys were there to taunt us again. "Hey, where's my bubble gum?" one boy shouted. "Give me some money so I can buy some chips," yelled another. Surprisingly, my science teacher, Miss Kelly, drove by very slowly. She followed us in her brown and yellow station wagon. We made it home while the boys looked on. "I'm telling Mommy," said Regina. "They aren't going to do nothing. I'll knock them out," Roger said, with his fist balled up and standing like a boxer. "I know one of those boys. Nobody is scared of them." We went into the house, and Mama was in the kitchen fixing dinner. She welcomed us home with a quick kiss. "How was school? Go wash your hands and get ready for your snack," Mama said. I went upstairs to the bathroom to wash my hands. On the wall in the hallway hung a very large picture of 2 children, a boy and a girl, walking across a scary-looking wooden bridge. I know that picture very well. You know, the guardian angel? That's my mom's favorite picture. That hung by truly dangerous old ropes. Several planks on the bridge were broken, others were missing. Under the bridge, waves splashed high in the river. Near the children was a giant-sized angel with large wings. She watched the children as they walked across the rickety bridge at night. That picture hung in our hallway for years, but that day it seemed especially beautiful and comforting. I kept staring at it. When I came downstairs, Mama asked me to help set the dinner table. She looked puzzled and said, "What's on your mind?" "Mama, you know that big picture in the hallway upstairs? Is that a fairy godmother watching those children on the bridge?" I asked. "No, that's an angel watching over the children," she said. "The angel watches so nothing bad will happen to them. I wish I had an angel like that watching over me. She could take care of Roger and Regina too. Nobody could bother us then," I said. "Why do you say that?" Mama asked. "Is someone bothering you? Tell me." Mama's face was very serious. She was not smiling. "3 boys," shouted Regina. "Every day when we come home from school, they try to bother us, but we run home. I don't like the sound of that. Wanda, I want you to talk to your dad about this when he comes home tonight, Mama said, putting the plates on the table. After dinner, we sat in the living room and told our parents what was happening on our way home from school. Dad said that we shouldn't have to be afraid of anyone. He said he would go to the school and speak to the principal about it. Then Dad read from the Bible about how the Lord is with us and will protect us. Sounds like a really, really amazing family, doesn't it? Really good parents. He said there are trillions of angels, more than enough to help us. Then Dad and Mama prayed for us. Wonderful family. Roger, Regina, and I felt much better after telling our parents about the boys. We were tired of them. I wish they would just go away. Roger and Regina did not go to school the next day, so I walked home with some of my girlfriends. I didn't see the boys, and I was happy about that. One of my friends, Pamela, wanted to go to a store with her to buy some candy. She wanted us to go with her. When we came out of the store, the boys were waiting for us. They grabbed Pamela's bag of candies. They laughed and stuck out their tongues, and they ran away. Pamela cried, and so did the other girls. I was mad. I wondered, where are the angels? That weekend, I was happy that we were going to be with our grandmother and our young uncles who lived with her. We always had lots of fun with them. On Friday night, Uncle Fred turned off the TV and spent time talking and playing with us. Then, just before bedtime, he asked us if we had studied our Sunday school lesson. We said yes, but he loved to test us to see if we knew it. He read it to us first, but he read the wrong lesson. We told him it was not the lesson for this Sunday. He checked it and we were right. He had read the lesson for the next month. However, the lesson he read was about how God's angels helped his people. Roger, Regina, and I were excited. We told Uncle Fred that this was what Dad and Mama had been talking to us about. God didn't make a mistake, he said. I reckon you needed to hear that lesson tonight. Then we told Uncle Fred about the 3 boys near our school. He laid his hands on our heads and prayed for us. He asked God to help us every day and to send his angels to be with us. We felt extra special after that. When we walked to school on Monday, we felt brave. We didn't feel afraid coming home from school either. We laughed and skipped around as we walked. Then we ran and couldn't stop giggling. We made it home safely. No big boys. We told Mama as soon as we came home. She was so happy. At dinner, we told Dad and he smiled. Then he told us that he'd reported the boys to the principal. In a way, we were happy, but we were also a bit sad because we didn't want those boys getting back at us because they'd been reported. The next day, the rest of the week, we didn't see the boys. It was wonderful. We didn't feel afraid anymore. All the children in the neighborhood were happy. They played tag, baseball, and basketball. They rode their bikes and jumped rope. Then one day, I had to walk to the store to get some bread and milk for dinner. As I was going down the aisle to get the bread, I saw one of the boys. My heart leaped, and I felt sick in my stomach. He looked at me, balled up his fist, and then went to the counter to pay for a box of cereal. I was so afraid. I waited for him to leave, then I went up to pay for our food. The man bagged the bread and milk and handed them to me with a smile. I ran out the door and looked around, but didn't see the boy. I walked to the corner and then walked across the street to the other side. I still did not see the boy or any of the others. My heart was beating like a drum. "Hey, girl, where are my treats? Here is my—" "Oh, wow, wow," he said with terror written on his face. His eyes were so big. His mouth opened wide and he screamed, "Look at that man, he's a giant!" The boy ran. I didn't understand. I looked around. I was afraid. Where is the giant the boy was talking about? I didn't see him, but I didn't care who the boy saw. He was gone. Good. The next day after school, I was walking home with Regina, Roger, had joined the basketball team and had stayed behind. Regina was singing a song about angels. All night, all day, angels watching over me, my Lord. Regina sang it again. She said she learned it in school that day. I caught on and began to sing too. Then the 3 boys jumped out with several more. There were 8 or 10 at least. They stood in front of us. Where's that big man? Asked one boy. I saw him the other day with her, said the boy who'd been in the store that day. Then the boys said, oh, there ain't no man, huh? They looked up and yelled, who is that? Wow, look, giants! Look at them! There's fire around them, look, shouted another boy. They're taller than a tree, as tall as the apartment building. Come on, they've got swords, another boy cried. And then all the boys ran off. Regina and I just stood there and looked. The boys kept running until we couldn't see them anymore. Regina and I wondered what had happened. Then I stopped right on the street and looked up into the sky. I saw a bright light shining. I felt warm and calm. I did not feel afraid. Regina sang her song again. We held hands and smiled. Angels, Regina said. Angels. Yes, Regina, I replied. God sent his mighty angels to protect us. We ran home and told Mama what had happened. The Lord is with you, she said. The next day, Roger joined us on our way home from school. The angels were there too. Children gathered looking at us. After that day, girls and boys in large groups walked around us, wanting to see those big men who chased the boys away from us. For the next month, they followed us. Some of the children said they could see them too. This made them ask us about our angels. We told them about how our parents and Uncle Fred had prayed for us to be protected. We became known as the children with giant angels around them. We never saw those boys again. From time to time, there were some challenges in the neighborhood, but God continued to be with us and watch over us. We were tremendously blessed by the Lord for the rest of our days, from elementary school through college. While we lived in the same inner city neighborhood, one thing is for sure. We learned to trust God and to believe his word. We never doubted God because he'd sent us angels to prove he was watching out for us. Good night, guys.